Hey everyone, it's Kat and I'm back today to give a project pan update. It's a little bit late, I think. I don't know what date it is. I don't know what's going on. But I do have some progress and I do want to talk about it, and I have been using my stuff. I just haven't been very active here on YouTube because life gets in the way and sick kids. There's been like colds back to back for like 6 weeks and I haven't been able to like edit at night and all that kind of stuff. So I've been more active on TikTok because I can actually film and upload that like straight away. But this kind of content, I've got stuff I want to film. I just don't have the time. But anyway, I do have the time to give an update on my project pan. What have I done this month? Who knows? As per usual, I'm going to start with the products I've used up. I'm going to tell you what I'm incorporating in to replace them, if I'm replacing them with anything, and then I'll give you updates on things. Soul Body. This is a body wash. Last check-in, it was up to here. I used it up. I'm actually not going to replace this because I don't really have any body washes I'm really wanting to use up right now. Same goes for these two. I've got a hair oil from R+Co that I used up and a bioactive eye reset serum from Booster Lab. I used this as a face serum. I used this up on my hair. These are both done, and I was having a look in my bathroom before. There's no products that I'm like, this is getting old, it needs to be used, let's do it. So I'm not replacing those right now. For makeup, there's technically one product I've used up, but there's a few things I want to give sort of changes with. So I used up my Maybelline Super Stay Active Wear Concealer. I didn't love this. I used it up sort of as a foundation. I just wanted to get it done. I'm not putting in a new concealer because I still have my NARS concealer here. I'll give you an update on that. I've hit pan on that one so you can see the bottom, and hopefully I'll just keep seeing that being used up. I do sometimes use this as sort of a light foundation. I'm struggling with this one, to be honest, because it's a matte concealer and it's winter and my skin has been sort of a little bit dry, so it actually sits a little bit dry and funny on my skin. So there's part of me that's like, oh, hold off and use this in summer, but I also just want it done. So that's an update on that. I'm still going with it, but I'm not enjoying it. I'm going to consider my MAC Stereo Rose done, even though there's a little bit left. So we'll have comparisons on the screen to where I was up to last check-in. You can see the pad is quite big and there's just a little bit around the edge. Now I can keep using this. I really love this product. The reason why I'm pulling it out of my project now and considering it done is because I want to find a good dupe for this and I need some product left to find the dupe. So I don't know if I'm going to take this to the shops one day and just like swatch it alongside other blushes, or I'm going to go through my whole blush collection and swatch it and try to find something that's a similar, not necessarily the color, like the color is nice, it's more the finish of it and just how light and smooth and illuminating and nice it looks on the skin. It just makes my skin look more alive and bright and glowy and healthy. So it's not so much a color dupe, it's just the effect that it gives and how easy it is to apply. It doesn't need any special application. If I can literally put this on with no mirror and it can still look good because it blends really easily. It's not too bold, it's not too sheer. It's just the perfect cheek product. So I'm going to keep this as a reference to find something to replace it. But because I'm taking that out, or I finished it, I'm going to introduce a new blush. Now this is not the same, but it's getting old and I do like it. This is the L'Oreal Life's a Peach blush. So it's like a satin sort of finish. There's a little bit of sheen in there, but it's effectively, yeah, it's not super shimmery. It's just got a little bit of, it looks matte, but it's got a little bit of a, it does have a glow. Let's just call it satin finish, but it's a peachy color. It's got a peach scent to it. I think it's getting a bit old. It's starting to lose the scent a little bit. And it's a really pretty everyday blush. So I want to add this one in. Something I'm going to take out. I haven't seen much progress on this for months and it's very old and it's a temptation for my kid. And I'm going to get rid of it. Yeah. So this is the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. You can see my kid likes to bite it because it smells like chocolate and apparently it tastes like chocolate too. So if ever this is on my desk, my kid tries to snatch it and bite it. But also I'm not using bronzer much. I have bronzer on today, but I just find that with the color I have at the moment in winter, a bronzer looks very muddy on me. And I just prefer to go a blush that's a little bit more glowy, rather than sort of defining. I don't really care about defining at the moment. So I'm actually going to declutter this just because it's very old. It's very eaten. It's got a little bit of hard pan on it from my kid licking it. And I think it can go. So this one I'm taking out. Something I'm going to try to use instead of that, and this is a little bit weird and it's a little bit, I don't know how I'm going to go. This is a highlighter from MAC. It's in a bronze sort of shade. This is the Extra Dimension Skin Finish in the shade Superb. I was actually using this the other day as an all-in-one cheek product because it does have the glow. The glow is very cool toned though. It looks a little bit frosty, but whatever. It's got like this rosy burgundy sort of base to it that looks a little bit bronzy. It looks a little bit, see, look at that. It's really interesting. So if you blend it out, it sort of looks like a blush, bronzer, highlighter all in one. I'm not wearing it today, but I think it can maybe potentially be an easy all-in-one product. I don't know. But I pulled this out to see if I can use it that way. And if I can, and I like it, I want to get use out of it because again, it's getting a bit old, and I can also use this as an eyeshadow. It'd be a pretty eyeshadow. So I'm mainly adding this one into this project just to see if I can get a lot of use out of it and if I can fall in love with it. If I don't and I hate it, I'm probably going to declutter it. But I think I can work with this. So it's an interesting one. It's barely used. It's only lightly used. Another sort of finished update. My Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. Now this was really hard to get the product out. I was getting really frustrated. So I actually depotted it into a little foundation sample. So that's all that I've got left. And I've been using this just by putting my finger in it and applying it with my finger. So that's what I'm now going to be tracking rather than the weight of this, because this was just really frustrating to use. So yeah, I've depotted that, but we're still going. I think I've got a couple months worth of product in here, especially since I don't use it every day. With my LH Cosmetics eyeliner, this is in the shade Vega Flash. There's not much left. So I'll have a comparison on the screen to where I was up to last month. I think this is getting a bit dry and I have to sort of sharpen it quite a bit. So yeah, it's been sharpened a lot, which is why it's getting so teeny tiny. I think this will be done probably by next check-in. And so I'm also going to add in another eyeliner to the mix. This is by Colourpop. It's one of the Raw Beauty Christie collaboration liners. So it does have quite a lot left. These take longer than the sharpenable ones because you don't waste product sharpening them. But I feel like this color is just a bit funny. When I put on my waterline, it looks a bit red and a little bit weird. But it is a nice one just for the top lash line, a little bit of like a soft blendy brown. So you can see when you blend it, it does look a little bit red. Yeah, it's one that I want to get rid of, so I'm going to add this one in. Another thing I'm adding in is another perfume. So an update on my Yuzu Solinotes, I think it's called, perfume. There we go. So I've made more progress in this past check-in than I have the one before. And to be honest, I have not applied this to me at all this past month. I've been mainly using it as a room spray because I have cats, they can get a bit smelly, and I like it as a room spray more than as a perfume. So as a perfume, I did mention the one reason I'm getting rid of it is it doesn't last very long at all. It literally lasts like half an hour on me. So I actually think it's more valuable as a room spray. So I've been using this as a room spray and I've been getting through it. A perfume that I'm going to add in is actually this one by Lumira. It's Paradisium, and I've got that much left. So I've used just over half of it and it's starting to turn. So when I do apply this, it has a really strong alcohol smell that it didn't previously have, which means that it's getting old and it's starting to go bad. So I want to use this up before that happens. So I'm going to focus on using this one on my body and the Yuzu one as a room freshener. Before I do talk about just general progress of other things, I'm adding in this foundation as well. This is from Kat Von D or KVD or KVD Vegan Beauty or whatever it is. It is the True Portrait Liquid to Powder Foundation in Light 018. Now, this is getting old. I've had this for a while in my collection. This was actually going to be featured on the Makeup Breakup, but then the pandemic happened and we were in lockdown and we couldn't film, and I've had this sitting around since then. I've used it a few times. It was sort of too light for me in summer, but now in winter it's okay. And I've noticed that it's starting to get like clogged. So if I do, it's like this squeezy tube. And if I haven't used it for a little while, it actually like clogs the top and then it squirts on me and it's a pain in the ass. So I'm going to try to use this up. I think it's starting to not go off, but settle and be a little bit difficult to use, and I thought I may as well try to use it up while the shade suits me. So that one I'm going to weigh or something, and that's going to be my focus, my foundation focus. Let's talk about fun stuff. This is the palette that I am panning. So it's by Too Faced. It's the Born This Way Sunset Stripped, and I think I'm making okay progress. I will have a photo on the screen of where it's at now versus last month, and hopefully you can see with Shell Yeah, which is that light sort of peachy shimmery shade, there's almost pan that I'm hitting. Same as Surfboard, which is that sort of purple to gold. That one I've nearly hit pan on. In the first matte shade, the TF sort of almost removed. So I am making progress, but it seems to be on like the same shades. I sort of go for the same shimmers almost every day. Sometimes I delve into that one. The same mattes, sometimes a pinky matte, sometimes just the beigey matte. So yeah, I think I'm going to hit pan on a few shades, and then there's going to be some that are completely untouched. These two dark mattes I only really use as eyeliners, and that's why it's got some hard pan. I've used it wet, which I don't care about. These sort of darker shimmers, I think I've only used this one once. This is more of a quick sort of wash of color on the lid sort of palette. So yeah, I'm making progress. I've made a lot of progress on this powder. So last month I did actually combine a highlighter, a loose powder and this powder together and repressed it into here to make a new powder, a bit of a glowy powder. And I did hit pan on it, but it also crumbled and broke. So I'm not going to hold it up I might have a comparison photo. It might be easier to show you. But I've sort of just been using this now as a broken sort of loose highlighter. I knew it was going to break. Pressing makeup, like repressing makeup, it's never a great idea to do it if you want to keep it long term. I did it because I knew that I was going to try to use it up and get rid of it, and I didn't care if it broke. But I often get people suggesting to repress something into nicer packaging or whatever it happens to be, and I always say no, because 99% of the time they'll crumble and break. So there's only been, I think, 2 products that I have that were successfully repressed and have stayed repressed for years. The rest will crumble in a couple of months. So this is, yeah, hopefully it'll be done by next month, because I might try to repress it again or just use it like how I have been, like almost like a loose powder. I don't know, but it'll be done soon. My cleanser, I have used quite a lot of it. So it went from here down to there. I've got to mark it. This, look, I originally had it in my preferred shower, which is the ensuite shower, but I realized I wasn't using it too much in there because when my baby's asleep, I can't have a shower in there. So I've moved this into the other shower and I've been using it pretty much every day and I really enjoy it. So yeah, good progress, and I might be able to use it up in the next month. I'm really bad with body lotions, especially in winter. I should be using them more, but it's cold and it's wet and slippery and I can't be bothered and I just want to be warm in my PJs. This is by Derma B. This is a progress I've been tracking. It's a brown down to here. So it's at the stage where it's hard to pump out. I've literally just had to have it open and sort of like tap it out as I use it. So this should be done very soon, but I don't use it daily. I might use it like twice a week. Colourpop highlighter. This is the Out of Quartz Super Shock Cheek. I've been using this a little bit as an eyeshadow. It's very pretty. It's very pretty. It's nice as a highlighter. It's nice as an eyeshadow. I have been neglecting it as a highlighter because using the MAC Stereo Rose, it gives me enough glow that I don't need a highlighter, but this is beautiful and I hopefully you can see a bit of a dip in there, but you know, it's a sort of putty product. It moves around and it is what it is, but I like it. It's fun to use. My 2 MAC lipsticks, look, to be fair, I feel like these, I've had a bit of a stall with them. These I've been trying to pan since the start of the year. It's now June and I haven't done it. Velvet Teddy and Lady Danger, I love them both, but I don't wear them every day, and hopefully there's some progress on the screen, but yeah, I've used them, but I think I've been slowing down this month. I don't know why. I don't know why. My Innoxa, this is the Tinted Lip Serum. This was full when I introduced it last month. I thought if it settles, I can mark it, but it doesn't settle. It's very thick. For like a lip serum, I thought it was going to just sort of settle down. I could, yeah, make a marking, but it's not. It's like a thick lip balm, lip gloss, sorry. But as you sort of move it around, you can start seeing it remove from the sides. So we are starting to get some emptying out in there. And what can I say? I use it a lot. I'm going to put it over this lip right now just to use it a bit more. I use it a lot. I use it most days. Sometimes it gets lost in my handbag and I don't use it for a couple of days. But I try to keep it in my downstairs bathroom and put it on whenever I sort of walk past it. But yeah, I have been using it. I just feel like it's one of those products that will start getting more and more empty, and then all of a sudden it'll be like it's gone. So that one, I think I've been making good progress, more progress than the lipsticks anyway. Mascara, I'm gonna have the weights on the screen. It's a sample mascara. I have been using it a lot, but I don't know. My Benefit Kabrow, this has been in my project since last year, and hopefully there will be a comparison on the screen where you're like, there is some progress, but I don't know. I don't think it's hard to see. It's hard to see. I might need to rehydrate this soon as well. But, you know, there is pan at the bottom, and it's better than it once was. So there's that. Lastly, my finishing spray. It's in the Serum bottle, but it's MAC Fix Plus, and it was up to there when I introduced it last month there, and now down to here. I'm making very little progress, to be fair. This sort of sits at my desk, and lately, well, generally I do my makeup really quickly on the floor when I'm playing with my kids or at the bathroom. So this doesn't even come with me. It gets ignored. So I need to use it more, but I don't. What can I say? So I feel like this month I've been quite disorganized, and I just use stuff that I see rather than being like, I have to use this highlighter and I have to use this. Like I haven't been focusing on what I need to use. I just sort of just use whatever's there. And yeah, I think for being a little bit bamboozled and a little bit like unfocused, I think I've made some good progress. So there's that. I will continue to use the products sporadically and randomly, but I think I'm doing all right, and I'm glad to introduce some new cheek products. I feel like that's such a big hurdle to use up like a blush and decide to give up on a bronzer. I'm sort of excited to use those cheek products, because at the moment cheeks are sort of the way that I really like to add some flush of like color and health and glow into my base. It's one of those things that I will consistently use. So I'm really keen to see how these 2 newer products work in my routine, and I hope I like them, but we'll see. Anyway, that's my update for now. Hopefully other people are a little bit more on track and know what they're doing, but we have these months. It happens. So let me know how you're going with your project pan if you're doing one, and I will see you in the next one, which will probably be I did a get ready with me for this look using some Marc Jacobs products that are no longer available because Marc Jacobs isn't available anymore. So if you want to see me play with a bit of makeup that is sort of like a walk down memory lane, that will be hopefully up soon. All right, I'll see you, well, some of you, in the next one. Bye.